And we back. We got another one. Brandon from Franklin Football. I just see you got Franklin Football down there. So how you want me to address you? Do I just call you Frank? Do I call you Brandon? like what we doing here?
Man, you know how we go back, but you can call me Brandon. It's always gonna stay the same, dog.
Brandon from Franklin Football pairs up with Set It Off Chris also. Still?
Yes, sir.
All right, still working with Set It Off Chris. We definitely got to get him on here. I know he's a busy man. He's raising a goddamn professional over there. So I know he's busy. Sir. But we're going to definitely get into him. Hey, man, the draft has come and gone. And, of course, you tap in with me on the draft tip a bunch. I just kind of want to get your thoughts and opinions. And we can run from the rooter to the tutor. That's from the root to the top. You know what I'm saying? But backwards this time, right? So, first round pick, Tyler Guyton. And look, people know my thoughts and opinions on everybody. You know what I mean? Because I'm loud with my thoughts. But I do want to hear yours, and we kind of bounce off of that. So, Tyler Guyton, where you at with him?
Tyler Guyton is he won the genetic lottery, right? Yeah. He big, he's strong, everything that you would want in a prospect. Mm-hmm. But because he has those attributes, it's like he just gets by on that, and he doesn't necessarily know how to play football for real. Mm-hmm. So when you come up against consummate professionals on the opposite end of you who got bills to pay, you got to expand your bag a little bit. Mm-hmm. And hopefully that's what we've been seeing when he's been in OL Masterminds with Duke Manyweather.
Yeah.
I think that Tyler, if he gets that hand movement, like he practices some judo or some Brazilian jiu-jitsu, one of those art forms that you're a master in,
more time,
or soon to be a master in. There we go.
More time.
Then I think that he'll learn to kick somebody's ass. You know what I'm saying? But until then, somebody's gonna use his leverage against him in a bad way because the low man is gonna win. Mm-hmm. And right now he's sitting up real high because he got that 6'8" frame.
Yeah. Yeah. He just, he got to learn how to, and that's exactly what Duke was doing. If y'all haven't seen the video, go watch my video. But, you just got to get the hands to work and, on their own rights. You know what I'm saying? Coaches say this got to have a brain and this got to have a whole new different brain. Because, just the old school, it don't work no more, man. That ain't what. Sometimes you could do it, but, the old school, that ain't the game no more, man. Now we're really boxing. We got landmarks now. You know what I mean? We got setup hands. We're flashing the hands that set you up, quick replaces, and Tyler has to. It's funny you said that. It's funny you said that. You likened it to martial arts, and anybody that's ever been in any martial arts where you got to throw kicks at somebody, it's a lot of things that got to happen at one time to make a kick work. You got to turn on your hips, pivot on your front foot, turn your other hip into the kick, keep your legs straight, keep your foot flat. You know what I'm saying? You got to defend with the other hand, lever with. It's really 7 or 8 steps that goes into kicking somebody, right? Mm-hmm. I think offensive line the same shit. Your knees have to bend on top of you moving backwards, on top of you staying, chest up, on top of your shoulders being back. And you kind of got to lean a little bit, but not lean over your toes, and your hands got to be independent and all that. And then they got to be in certain places. And he did all that on the right side. All that shit switches on the left side. You know what I mean? So it is a bunch of nuance that goes into it. And it's kind of like throwing a kick,
So I like that you said that this side has to have a brain and this side has to have a brain.
Yes, sir.
It's imperative that he masters that because just like you brought out, he's going to be moving over to the left side. Sure. Yes, he's still going to be protecting the quarterback's blind side, so there's some familiarity there. But he has to know that he can only lean a certain way or someone's going to take advantage of his momentum and, flip him on his ass. You know what I'm saying? And can I curse?
Yeah. You can say the fuck you want.
Cool.
Yes.
So, yeah, man, if that happens, if he brings it all together and Duke gets him under control, gets all of that violence, that power under control, then he could be a weapon for years to come, Voch. I'm really excited for him because you don't get guys that are that large and check all of those physical boxes very often.
Sure. And yes, he's the one thing that gives me pause. One thing that makes me a little wary, because I do think that Duke Manyweather can fix most problems. Yeah. I do think Duke Manyweather can, like I've seen what he did with Tyler Smith and what he did with Terrence Steele. Like, he's incredible. He's black belt in this shit. He's sensei, right? But Tyler Guyton went up in the press conference and all that. He said, Yo, I'm violent. I love to hit people. And I was just like,
It's false. No way.
hey,
Not this time.
yo, look.
We created it. Not this time.
Yo, I got eyes too, sir. You ain't got a lot of, but look, you ain't got a lot of kicking, man. You ain't got to be Mozzie. You know, Mozzie came out, was like, yo, I don't even like football. I just like to hit people. That's cool football rhetoric. You grew up in the South, so you kind of understand. We got old family member, uncle, drunk dude at the gas station, football player people. They be like, hey, you gonna go out there and hurt somebody, go out there and hit somebody. That's the right thing to say in football, man. I just don't want Tyler Guyton to politic me, man. Just be who you be a great athlete. Be a great athlete, be a great mover, a great footwork guy. If you end up being violent, fine. I just saw your tape and I know who you really are, and that's not gonna hold up in court.
I agree. I agree to an extent, but I also agree that, I also believe that, we have to get a lot of attitude in the building, because that's a transition that we're still going through, A, from the Garrett regime, and B, through the early McCarthy year. We have to get a little bit more attitude in the building. So yes, that should be on the forefront of guys that we bring in.
Mm-hmm. So Marshan Kneeland, who's another character of great controversy here in Cowboy Nation, even though I don't think he should be. Something about Cowboy Nation, man. They want their second and third round picks to be first round picks. I don't know what they going on with that. But Marshan Kneeland, I think we should be just as excited about Marshan Kneeland as what in tarnation is going on with that thumbs up.
I'm not sure.
And why you looking at me like I ain't seeing you? Look, you was up there like.
Look, bro, I could not. I just had to. I'm a professional, Voch. I said this when we was backstage. I'm a professional. I can adjust.
Not this
time.
Wow. We created it. Not this time.
I just saw that with. I'm just like, yeah, Marshan Kneeland. So is good.
But yeah, man. So
don't try to smooth past that shit, sir. No.
I'm a professional, sir. I'm a professional.
Talk to him about Marshan Kneeland and why Cowboy fans should be excited about him.
I think that we're kind of spoiled in that we reach for guys who have first round talent, but have an asterisk beside them. If you look at the most recent guys that have come and gone, that have been hurt and things like that. But then you also look recently in the happy story of Trevon Diggs, guys who can be first rounders, but we pick them for some reason in the second. And so maybe that is the expectation that people have with Kneeland. But he is legit, man. Kneeland is legit, and I think that edge was a sneaky need because Dorrance Armstrong left and was controlling 41%, of the defensive snaps at his position. So all of that had to be eaten up somewhere, and Julian Fehoko didn't play a down last year.
Yeah.
So edge was a need, man. I think that he brings a mental attitude that we gonna desperately need at the position. Because I think that he already has like a league ready frame, and while he's cerebral, he has an extremely high motor as well.
Yeah, Kneeland, I think the Cowboys' plan was, it was clear. I don't think they had all the edges on the board, but I don't think they had all the running backs on the board. I don't think they had all the linebackers on the board. I think that's something that we got to think about, is that they build their boards differently. So we could be like, all right, all 32 board that we'll put together for every team, just the guys that we like we ranked the whole draft. The Cowboys are probably going, all right, you 250, get out here. You 232, all right, move out here. We're not trying to have the little bitty people. And I think if there were two defensive ends that the Cowboys were seriously interested in, it was Darius Robinson from Missouri and it was Marshan Kneeland. So, yeah, it just makes sense. Kneeland was in that range, and I was a Braswell guy, and Braswell went the very next pick, but Braswell 250. You know what I'm saying? Kneeland 270 right now without the peanut butter. So the Cowboys needed to get bigger, and I got a guy in the building over there, right, and he just be talking to different people, and I was talking to Brian Broaddus, right? Who are we kidding? I was talking to Brian Broaddus. He made an interesting point, and he was just talking to me along the lines of, the rest of these cats, Zimmer didn't pick them. Zimmer didn't pick Sam and them, man. Dorrance and Dante have gone along with the guys that like them. Like they're they've been here, but Quinn likes them. So go to the Quinn guys, right? Yeah. Hey man, Zimmer probably wants to pick his own dudes, you know. So I think this is more than just a future D-Law pick. I just think, you know, hey man, you know, run defense is more than just Mozzie and Osa in the middle. Like, it's the edges too. And Marshan Kneeland can probably help you with that, you know, day one, you know.
Absolutely. And I just thought about this, right? Kneeland is one of those guys who would give Tyler Guyton fits.
Yeah.
Because not only does he have a tremendous bull rush, right? Yeah. But then he can use his momentum, his body angle, everything else in conjunction to give some of those big, clumsy guys, because for lack of a better word, that's what Tyler Guyton is right now. Yeah. He would take advantage of those guys wholly.
Oh, I thought you had another point. My fault. But
yeah, no.
He does. Go. Yeah, you know, and clumsy is an interesting way to say it, because I do think he has, you know, some solid usage of his feet, but he does end up on the ground a lot. But that's just because he's leaning forward a bunch, and you know, guys are going to take advantage of that. So that is fair. But Kneeland ain't really got a clumsy bone in his body. Like, he's moving forward, he's tearing shit up. He similarly to Tyler Guyton, I think there's something else we got to have a conversation about. But Guyton doesn't really know how to play. He doesn't have a black belt in left tackle just yet, but Kneeland doesn't have a black belt in pass rush just yet. Both of those dudes, they do something individually, and they have a high floor at what they good at, and they have a high floor as far as their athleticism, but it's the black belt nuance stuff that both of them have a little something to work on. But boy, if there's a cat that's ready day one. Hey man, what you smiling for, man? What the business is? Hey,
this is ready to be my favorite pick.
Oh,
this is my
favorite
pick of the draft.
This the one though, ain't it? This the one that just keep us up at night. You know, we be in the Patreon, man. We watched about 3 games of Guyton. I was like, all right, y'all good on Guyton? Y'all straight? You know what I mean? We 2 games on Kneeland. Y'all good? Y'all all right? Bro, every time we do a Patreon until the season starts, we're going to watch a different Cooper Beebe film. I may got 9 of them in the tuck somewhere, and I'm going to watch them all. I love that dude so much. He's so fun to watch, and he's on record for not only beating the hell out of people, but beating the hell out of dudes that's in the league right now. I love me some Cooper Beebe, sir. He's your favorite pick, so tell me why.
So I think that if you look at him compared to Guyton, right? Guyton, you know, particularly large, you know, one based off of that alone. Cooper Beebe, if you look at him physically, he has arms that may be an inch or 2 shorter than, you know, guys opposite him, but he got everything up here and up here. Cooper Beebe is the cerebral technique. I'm going to use your word, nuanced guy at his position. And that's exactly what we need in a position that has for lack of a better word, very little hope right now. Because if not for Cooper Beebe, we would be relying on Brock Hoffman.
Yeah.
And while Brock Hoffman is cool, I'm not sure if I would want to have the guy directly in front of my this year $54 million quarterback or $56 million quarterback, and hopefully quarterback of the future. I don't want the guy directly in front of him to be a maybe.
Brock Hoffman can go. And look, man, I like him, man. You know, he played 2 games for us last year, put the eye paint on, the all black, you know what I'm saying, looking like a Viking, and that's cool, man. And look, continuity is important to me, but if there's one thing that's better than continuity, it's better dudes. And I will build some continuity with the better dude, man. But just Cooper Beebe, I think, of course, there's going to be a rookie growing pain with Cooper Beebe. Of course, he's not going to walk in day one better than Tyler Smith or anything like that. Tyler Smith is a fucking cyborg. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Beebe's different. Will he be better than Biadasz though? Day one, like, and let's be respectful to Biadasz, right? Biadasz, it was a guy that we're looking for an upgrade for. He played a long time. He played his rookie year, right?
Yes.
And Tyler Biadasz got that same syndrome that Connor McGovern and Connor Williams got. Hey, they're pretty good until they see Dexter Lawrence, until they see Javon Hargrave, until they see DJ Reader, until they see the Washington Football Wizard kids, right? And that's kind of the thing when it comes to the upgrade. Cooper Beebe one day will be good enough to smoke All those guys. And look, that one day might be next year. Tyler Smith out here smoking Jalen Carter right now. You know what I mean? That one day might be 2025. But day one, Brandon, fresh out the K-State pack, will he be better than Tyler Biadasz right now at center?
I believe so, because Tyler Biadasz's good year was in 2022. You know, in the years before and after that, you know, we had questions about him, but we didn't have a real question about his 2022 year. I would be inclined to say that he returned to what he is in 2023. So if that's what we have out of him, then cool, he can go to Washington and kick it with Dan Quinn and them. Cooper Beebe, on the other hand, we done seen him lay down on guys. Like, I think it was the OSU game this year. Put on a master class. I watched that game 4 times leading up to the draft.
Yeah.
So I believe that if Cooper Beebe comes in, he already got it all up here. He get with Duke and them for a couple months, you know, before and after the off season.
I'll tell you what it is, goddamn. Hold on. And look, I know people tired of me showing this film. Like, if I show us another highlight tape, man. Hey, yo, look. That's how down I am with Cooper Beebe. He's gonna have multiple highlight tapes on my show. Like, he gonna have multiple highlights. Look at this motherfucker playing left guard, man. Look at T'Vondre Sweat not knowing what to do with him. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Look at this motherfucker. That's going to the league next year. Not able to deal with him. Who is this?
Stuck.
Oh, the left guard. Let's see where he is. We gotta watch this goddamn film. Who this is? It's like Coburn or something. He with the Eagles right now. You know what I'm saying? It was like Ojimo or one of them. Look at him coming over, being help guy. He gonna be a center. Help guy is important. Who is this? Byron Murphy, first round pick. Look, Deuce Vaughn look like a Pro Bowl. I be damned. Boy, Deuce sitting down on Byron Murphy, a first round pick. Boy, look at this 320-pound man that can't get no movement on Cooper Beebe. What's another one? Look at Byron Murphy again. God damn, cut this shit. Come on, man. Yo, look, dog. I could have made this incredible. Getting the second level block and over. Look, I could have made this incredible, elaborate lie. I would have took some of that damn Tulane film and showed him beating the shit out of the Tulane kids. Hold on, let me get your bag right. I could have showed him. I could have showed him beating the shit out of the Tulane kids. They go, boy, he really out there whooping them kids' ass, man. Man, that's Tulane, man. I don't want y'all to see him whooping the Tulane kids. I want to show you him getting quality NFL wins versus NFL talent. That's what's important to me.
Absolutely. Now, I do have to bring this up though. You're gonna be moving a guy to the opposite side in Tyler Guyton.
Yeah.
Cooper Beebe has never played live reps at center.
Yeah.
Does that bring you pause?
I'm not worried about either one of those guys, and I'll tell you why. You would only have a problem moving people if they got habits already ingrained in them. You know, once you've done something for 4 years or whatever, right? So if he has 5 years at right tackle and all of a sudden he got to play left tackle, yeah, I would be worried about him making that transition because he's doing everything backwards, right? Like Blake Fisher from Notre Dame, right? 6-year senior, some mess like that. Right tackle in high school or something. He got 12 years or whatever dumb shit it is at right tackle. All of a sudden, he got to do everything backwards. Tyler Guyton don't even know how to play right tackle. So basically, he started from the ground up anyway. Put him at left tackle, he'll be fine. Cooper Beebe has what Tyler Smith had. And I think this was going to make Tyler Smith transition well, or this what made Tyler Smith transition really well, is he has an inherent nature of violence. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know all the technical stuff, violence will get you by. And Cooper Beebe got a whole bottle full of that. So I'm not worried about Beebe making that transition, sir. Not one bit.
Okay. Yeah. And I wouldn't be, but I don't believe that Guyton has any bad habits established so far, because you got to remember he was a converted H-back at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So he has 14 games worth of O-line experience. Cooper Beebe, on the other hand, he has a solid foundation at O-line. He's been a guard since forever.
Yeah.
But you have to then shed all of those guard habits and move those develop center habits. So that would be my only slight concern. But I think that Beebe is so technically sound that he can develop at an amazing rate.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%, man. Like because like I said, man, you have inherent traits that you don't have to worry about teaching people. Like we can teach you the technical stuff all you want to, and this is where I always praise Tyler Smith. The difference between his journey and everybody else's, man. Tyler Smith, you ain't got to teach him how to go hard on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Smith got the goofiest looking film blocking people, but at least he was blocking people off the film, smoking the shit out of them, pancaking them, whooping them, kicking their ass. You know what I'm saying? And I don't never want to be like, oh yeah, man, we're going to get this player. We're going to teach him how to be violent. We're going to make him bigger and stronger. Like, man, the whole Connor Williams experiment, kind of downed me on that. So I think that Tyler Guyton is plenty big.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, to play left tackle, I think he's plenty strong also. You don't want weak offensive linemen anywhere. I just love my interior guys to be a little more powerful than my tackle guys. That's just my own personal preference. I don't need Guyton to be like super powerful. I just need him to be big enough to lean on people. Not like super lean, but just like run game lean.
Yeah.
Beebe's the guy that he got all the traits that you want to build on. But we're gonna have a little party in training camp. We see him whoop somebody. If Cooper Beebe whoop Mozzie Smith day one, dog, it's over with for Mozzie. I mean, it's up
and I'm
for
hoping
Beebe.
for him. I'm hoping for Mozzie.
Yo, look, it's up for Beebe, but it's over for Mozzie. Shit, you kidding me? I'm sure you've seen Maris Louisville. So what's your extended thoughts about him?
I think that he's a great cover linebacker, which is something that we may need. But one of the things that kind of brings me pause is he could be a little
over aggressive.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Overly instinctual. Like he doesn't necessarily have the anticipation or decision making down pat yet, and that's something that could definitely improve. You just need reps to get that fixed. Yeah. But I think that his football IQ is very good because he wants to make all of the right moves. And I think that, when he gets to the point of attack, I think that he has a great level of physicality that can hopefully spread to the rest of the team as well. Because we for all intents and purposes, we got two new guys coming in the linebacker. Overshown is coming back too. And I think that Louisville can bring, a cerebral aspect and a physical aspect that can spread to the other young guys. What do you think about him?
If this thing ends up being like Louisville and Overshown in the long run, I'll take that because they both built similarly. Like they're both got the longer frame, the long arms and things like that. They're both up to about 230. Overshown had to lift some weights to get to 230, and that's cool. But Louisville walk around 230 right now. Now he may get to 235. I don't think he's gonna blow up too much. But I think Overshown got a little more room on his body to grow. But they're just two dudes that are going to play with their hair on fire. We always talked about, or we just talked about 2 seconds ago. I would rather the player that plays that way. And I can dial you back later. I can tone you down later. But I just think the Cowboys are over the timid nature of some linebackers on the team. I think they may be over the lack of athleticism of some of the linebackers that was on the team. And I think they're tired of like their linebackers being like 205 pounds and shit. I think they just rewatched that playoff game versus Green Bay. I can't wait to play them this year. But they just watched that playoff game and it was like, hey man, everything that happened wrong in this game, I just want to fix this shit because I don't never want this to happen again. And I think they made some pretty good improvement, not just for this year, but like the next 4 or 5. I think for sure. Like future offensive line looking straight, future linebacker core looking straight. The future cornerback room, if Kalen Carson ends up being a dude like that room is straight. So no, we good.
So I do wonder about this, because of guys who were smaller, because of guys who couldn't necessarily, dig through the weeds and things like that. Do you think that we're going to have a tackling problem or get through the garbage problem that some of our other linebackers may have?
I mean, you're always going to have a get through the garbage problem. It's always going to be a get through the garbage problem. That's why your D-line got to, be who they are. How about this? How about a little quiz for you, sir? And I really don't even want to put you on the spot like this because it may go bad for everybody involved. So I don't want to do that. But it was one play that'll get our ass whooped a bunch, and it was pin and pull to the left. Yeah. Pin and pull to the left was the death of us. They wouldn't dare run to D-Law side. They got enough goddamn sense and home training to know not to run the D-Law side. But James Cook, Aaron Jones, Christian McCaffrey to a lesser extent. Even Miles Sanders when we played Carolina, right? Like even Carolina was throwing some blows early. Pin and pull beat the shit out of us. And the key word in pin and pull is pin. You can get your offensive lineman out in the open space any kind of way you want to. That's up to you. You really can't stop them from getting out in space. But it's the pin that makes the pin and pull work. And the person that you pin is your damn defensive end. Now, if your defensive end out here, Dorrance, hold on, let me look. Dorrance, Dante, Sam, Tyrus, everybody but DeMarcus. Basically. If you out here getting pinned, they're just gonna run outside to that side and it's gonna be ball game after that. Yeah. I think we can actually give Mozzie a little grace because it ain't like they was running ISO all day every day. Mozzie and Hankins wasn't your problem. Sometimes they'll hit that little beat gap shit. You know, they'll kind of, you know, they'll combo the one-on-one with the three, and they'll kind of hit that middle a little bit. But we got our ass whooped on outside runs.
Yeah, I mean, teams specifically tried to get a lot of favorable blocking angles.
Yeah,
that's what they did. And they got guys out in space who could do their job well. Now this is just a thought because you eventually notice that guys started deliberately taking on Michael Parsons. How is Zimmer's new scheme going to benefit Parsons' situation and placement all over the defense and be able to prevent those type of situations again?
Man, we don't know shit about Zimmer's defense. That's the cold part about it. We don't know a damn thing about Zimmer's defense, and I think he like it that way. I think him and Mike McCarthy like it that way. And shouts out to Will Steele. He does a really good job of like digging up the dirt and finding the old clips and all that. But Will Steele found this old quote from Zimmer. He was like, "Hey man, we shouldn't be easily figured out. Like we shouldn't be so like vanilla in one scheme that we're like predictable. Like they should be worried about everybody on this defense." I love that he thinks that way because the one thing about Quinn and the boys is, man, when a team found a way to smack the piss out of us, we didn't have nothing to return, and that was frustrating. And that's how you not only lose games, but that's how you get blown out. Versus any team that's like relatively good, any team that's got some kind of time, you can run the same shit versus the bad teams. But when the good teams play against you, man, you gotta have a backup plan, dog. Quinn ain't had one, so I think we're gonna be pretty scheme ambiguous until we figure out what we really are.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that as long as we don't start giving away what we're gonna do. Our commander in chief doesn't start giving away what we're gonna do beforehand.
Man, don't nobody believe Jerry Jones no more, dog. Jerry Jones don't know where he be at no more, man. He just be up there talking, bro. Let me ask you this one last question. So which one of the day 3 guys you like the most? Because I know you watched them, sir, because I just got faith in you, because I know you watched them.
So I think that Justin Rogers is going to be a good situation for if Mozzie Smith just continues to do what Mozzie Smith did in his rookie year.
Okay.
Because once again, they picked for frame there. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I did watch, at least 2 games because I only had 2 on a lot of these guys. I watched at least 2 games on every one of our day 3 picks.
Yeah.
And I noticed a common trend with them. For example, like Kalen Carson. Clarkson.
Yeah.
There we go. Kalen Carson. He had an NFL ready frame and hands, today. He may not be a starter, but he gives you a foundation to work with. That is something that I'm going to talk about a lot is the foundation.
Sure.
Flournoy is probably not going to be enough to make Jalen Tolbert nervous, but Jalen Brooks is probably going to be looking over his shoulder. What did you do? He got weed?
Yeah, he got weed. He got weed.
Jalen Brooks going to be looking and smelling him all around Flournoy just to see if he's smelling like some wild parsley. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good call.
And Nate Thomas, he's probably going to have Awesome Richards being a little nervous. Because Awesome Richards. Who do you trust more, Awesome Richards or Brock Hoffman? As a O lineman to stay on this roster.
Awesome has some good film, man. Awesome has some good college film, but Hoffman got some good pro film. You know what I'm saying? So I hold my centers at a different standard than my tackles. But I want them to do different shit. So I do trust Hoffman more because I've seen him do it in the game more. I just haven't seen Austin Richards do it in the game. I like Austin's college film a lot more, but at least I've seen Hoffman do it. So if I had to like pick, I'm going Hoffman.
Absolutely. Now let me ask you again: Who do you trust more, Austin Richards or TJ Bass on this roster more?
TJ Bass for sure.
There we go. So with those two answers in mind, Nate Thomas is probably going to have Austin Richards sweating heavily come first day of camp, and mini camp is in a couple days, maybe a week from now.
Yeah.
So, I guarantee you that with that little fire on them, Austin may work a little harder.
Let me offer you this.
Yes.
What if Austin is the guy that makes Waletzko and Ball nervous? And what if Nathan is the guy? Cause this is how I look at it, right? I think the Cowboys are preparing for the next life. When D-Law gone, they'll be ready. You know what I'm saying? I think they have to have this Zach Martin plan ready. So as of today, Bass is your flex interior guy. You can play center and guard. Hoffman is just your backup center. If Zach Martin retires tomorrow, TJ Bass is your starting right guard, and then Nathan becomes who?
He's going to be what Austin Richards is right now.
Nathan's going to play guard for you, and he's going to be TJ Bass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So in my mind, I think Austin Richards got his spot already. You know what I'm saying? Just me personally. I don't think Austin Richards is going to be pressing anybody for starting reps at tackle. Because boy, we got a group of some young gangsters at damn tackle. But I do think Waletzko and Ball are looking at Austin Richards like he got weed. But what if Austin Richards play guard for you? Because we don't know what the fuck Austin Richards is. You see what I'm saying? We don't know what Austin Richards is. So Nathan could be making Austin Richards nervous, but from the guard realm, not from tackle realm. I don't think Nathan's gonna play tackle for. I think that's been pretty, said around the, around the water cooler or whatever, right? But that's my whole thing that I hate about last year, that we have no clue who Austin Richards is. And I think that's even telling because Chuma Edoga made everybody sick last year. And if you can't take a job while making everybody sick last year, that's bad business for you, sir.
Let me tell you about Chuma Edoga. Yeah. Chuma Edoga started off.
Don't tell me nothing about Chuma Edoga. All right, go ahead. My fault. Go ahead.
Chuma started off that first game and made me raise my eyebrow a little bit. Every game after that New York game, I did not want Chuma on this roster.
Sure.
And going about your point about Josh Ball and Waletzko, their time is just going to be their time, right? Josh Ball has had, an encrypted file with blackmail on it for a long time. And I think that it's just not, if a hidden kid can't get Jerry done, like another rapper that we want to talk about.
You are hiding a child. Let that boy come home and that 11-year-old girl come home and that other boy come home.
You don't want to get no Drake and Kenny talk. No. You don't want to get no. We're not gonna do that today.
No, not this time. No, not this time. Not this time.
But if Josh Ball can't hang on by the strength of whatever he's been hanging on for the last 3 years, then it's time for him to go because he hasn't been a productive part of this team.
Sure.
Every year in camp he's looked bad. So yeah, I think now that they've drafted a guy, in this quote unquote new era, looking to the future, Josh Ball is gonna have to go to the wayside, man.
Brandon from Franklin Football, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is long overdue, sir. This is long overdue, but this shit got done. You know what I'm saying? The homework got turned in before the deadline. That's all that matters. Tell the people about your channel. Tell them where to find you and all the stuff that you got coming up, sir.
All right, so like Voch has been saying, I'm Brandon, one half of Franklin Football. Me and my coworker, my cohort, the Robin to my Batman, set it off, Chris. We talk interesting football topics all the time, and the one thing that we say is coaching matters, and that's something that you're definitely gonna find a common theme of our show. I'm definitely gonna be in a situation where I can put out content a lot more often, so you may see something as early as tomorrow.
Hey man, Get active, all right? Get active. I ain't gonna say nothing else to you. Hey, man, y'all go follow Brandon. And frankly, football is spelled goofily on Twitter. So could you tell people how to find you on Twitter?
All right, that is FranklyFootball1.
The second L in football is the number 1, okay? So y'all make sure y'all go find Brandon from Frankly Football on that. Y'all know where to find me on all my platforms. Y'all hold it down for the dose. It wasn't the Peace Key Whiskey. We got more content coming. All right, salute.